what I am experiencing is some of the cities have very hard jurisdictions. It's not a very good jurisdiction. So especially with you, Amir, I mean, I don't know anything about Canyon Lake, but how does it work for a developer or an investor to start a project in your city? Are you guys going to be very open, or are you guys going to give them a length of process that it takes more than 2 years to get things done? I mean, I don't know really, and I'm just giving you some of my experience with some of the other cities that are just really difficult to work with.
So I'm going to break that question into two. The first is what Sacramento wants, and then the second is what your local leader wants. Sacramento right now, and for those of you who aren't paying attention, some of us up here are going to know exactly where I'm going with this, but SB 9 and 10 is the death child that is coming out of Sacramento now for local municipalities. And SB 9 and 10, if anyone here is aware of that, is allowing one parcel to be subdivided to put up to a 4-unit property on it. So now me, as the mayor of my community, have to look at my residents and say, Sacramento is forcing me to put a 4-plex complex next to your personal home. So now you're going to have 4 different families, 8 different vehicles, all on one parcel. So that's one component when I talk to investors and builders that we're dealing with, because my residents, it's not going to fly. They live in our communities like Menifee, Marietta, Temecula, Southwest Riverside County, because they want to get away from the downtown element of what is LA, right? So that's one of the battles. The second battle is know your audience. So if a developer is coming forth with a project, yours is the prime example, because I'm working on yours right now. I work for RTA, I'm the vice chair for Riverside Transportation Agency, and we're trying to work with builders to provide transportation to our veterans and to people in need, like our seniors, and provide free bus transportation for these folks while we're working with our investors and our future project designs, so that we can bring the two together, right? And that's how we get the buy-in from our jurisdictions or our voters, our constituents, is we're hitting 2 birds, 1 stone. So no, most local municipality leaders are not going to push people away or over-regulate and create more headaches for projects to go through. It's depend upon that particular municipality. For Canyon Lake, for instance, we're headed in that direction. So before, we were known, and you know this well because you know the community, as a retirement community. This community was built by folks that lived in LA, and it was their second home on the water, all that. But now it's completely changed. Now we're opening it up for development. We're looking at new land that's going to be zoned for commercial use. We're looking at our entire town center is going to be turned into a mixed use component. So we've completely changed. We're asking builders to look at Canyon Lake and bring us options that we can provide to our residents, because we have the ability to create a mixed-use program where people can live up high and work down low. And that's the technology and the cutting edge that we're headed to. So from my standpoint, no, we are not trying to overregulate. We are not trying to say, don't come to us. We're trying to accept anyone we possibly can, because we believe that we have to grow to survive. And in regards to your example of going down to San Diego and dealing with, some of the issues with the red tape, we're the exact opposite. And that's what's nice about a small city is I get a phone call, and I just got one today. I'm not going to say his name, but we had a building permit issue that was going south. So what does he do? He calls the mayor. What do? I call the city manager.
Awesome.
And the city manager, and then I call the building department, and then I walk in there and say, hey, what red tape are we creating now, because this is BS. And this is the type of community that I get the chance to govern, and I get away with that, right? But that's small government for you. That allows you. A city like San Diego, he's got to go through 23 assistants before he goes to the director. And all those assistants, by the way, are overworked because of COVID, and they don't want to be there, and they don't get paid per project, they get paid per hour. So there's no incentive. So you're dealing with the private sector trying to push on to the public sector, and there's no incentive there. So it's different across the board.
Derek is so excited right now because I know you're looking at some of the cities here. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. The presentation earlier just kind of nailed it home. It's like the growth has been very interesting to watch. I was proposed to do a deal in Menifee like 5 years ago, and I was just like, man, I I don't know about this. I don't really see it. And wow, look at me now. I'm an idiot for that. But
Well, you asked me today, Tyrant, what's your name again? Tyree. So he asked me, is it a good idea to buy a house in Menifee? And I said, absolutely. So from a municipality standpoint, Bill Zimmerman's a personal friend of mine. He's the mayor of your city. Menifee is going to be the largest city, mark my words, in the next 10 years, not just in Southwest Riverside County, but encroaching upon Riverside as a whole. We're looking at population growth from 60, 70, 80 to up to 100,000 people right now. They're going to bypass 110 to 115 within the next couple years. They're going to be at 150 before you know it. And then mark my words, in 10 to 12 years, they will be over 200, which is going to be bigger than Moreno Valley. And the reason being is because they have room to develop. Since they took on Sun City, it's going to be the next big place to work. That's their issue right now, is they need to find more jobs to keep people there because people are leaving, so to go to work.